Hey, I'm Jay, and you're listening to Mindset Monday, a new series on the More Than podcast created to be the perfect dose of inspiration and motivation while giving you tangible tools to shift your mindset in a more positive direction. After all, your life is only as good as your mindset. I'm so glad you're here. What's up, fam? Welcome back to Mindset Monday. It's officially summer. The sun is shining. We're all traveling. Drinks are flowing. We're wearing less and less clothing, which ultimately means a lot of us have our insecurities popping off. Summer used to be such an anxiety-inducing season for me because all of my insecurities were at the front of my mind all the time. It held me back from the events that I would go to, hanging out with friends, not ever wanting to put on a bathing suit. I felt so self-conscious in my clothes. I would absolutely dread a season that is meant to be so much fun because my insecurities were so loud. And I know I'm not alone in that. I did an Instagram story talking about the fact that I'm so excited going into summer because we have travels coming up. We have a pool in our backyard that I feel like I've been living in over the last couple weeks. And I was just reflecting on the fact that this used to be such an insecure and anxiety-inducing time for me. And now as a 30-year-old woman, I don't have those same feelings. Instead, it's been replaced with just excitement in this season. And as I was talking about my experience, my DMs were flooded with so many of you that are still really struggling with your confidence, especially with summer being here. And I get that. I feel that. That is so real and it's so valid. And I want to give you tangible tools and things you can implement to start working on your confidence in this season and beyond. This episode is not in any way meant to just blow smoke. We've all seen that social media graphic that circulates every single year that it says how to have a bikini body, have a body, and put on a bikini. And I appreciate what it's trying to get across, but it's also not factoring in the fact that it's extremely emotional for so many of us women to put on a bikini, to show up in summer clothing, because we have so many emotions tied up in our insecurities. So this episode is not meant to give a fluff response as to why you shouldn't be insecure, why you should just put yourself out there anyways. Instead, it's going to be 3 tangible tools that you can start implementing that can help work on your confidence. And I want you to know that I'm not coming to you at all from a place of being removed from these insecurities. I still struggle with insecurities. And I think that's such a preconceived notion that a lot of people have, that if you're a confident person, you no longer have insecurities. And I want to remind you that confident people still have insecurities. The difference is they don't allow those insecurities to hold them back from living, from chasing things that they actually want, from experiencing life. That's the difference. And when you can get to that place where you can still accept the fact that you have insecurities, but not allow that to hold you back, it's so freeing. So I want to title this episode, How to Have a Confident Girl Summer. Because by doing these 3 things, you are setting yourself up for the most confident summer of your life, even if nothing about you right now is physically changing. I don't typically talk a lot on here just about your body because I know that that is an insecurity that every single one of us can relate to, but it's a highly emotional topic for every single one of us. We all have very unique emotions and unique pain when it comes to insecurities with our body, but I want to remind you, I have never once met a person who is 100% secure in their body all the time. It doesn't exist. I have never felt confident when I've put on a swimsuit. I've never looked at myself in the mirror and thought, I love the way I look in this bathing suit. I can say that even after competing in a bikini fitness competition, competing in a bikini at Miss Arizona USA, and competing on national television at Miss USA. Even doing that, I still didn't feel fully confident and I wasn't obsessed with the way that I looked in a bathing suit. But just like I said a moment ago, you can be confident and still have insecurities and not allow those insecurities to hold you back. That's the biggest lesson that I want you to take away from this, that you don't have to be in love with your body in order to be confident. This whole self-love movement is amazing. I love the intention behind it. But if you're at a place right now where you hate your body, where you struggle looking at yourself in the mirror and saying anything positive, me coming on here and telling you that you need to love your body is setting you up for failure because you're so far away from being at that place. Instead, I want to encourage you to get to a place of just body acceptance and body appreciation. You can appreciate the fact that you have a healthy body. You can appreciate what your body has done for you. If you're in different transitional seasons of your life, maybe you're going through a health crisis, maybe you've been pregnant or you're postpartum, or you're just growing up and your body is changing and it feels really weird. It's okay if you don't love your body in every season, but learning to appreciate your body in every season is something that's really, really powerful. And I want to encourage you to do that. So one quick and easy way that we're going to start working on just body acceptance is by stopping avoiding yourself when you look in the mirror. So many of us will pass by mirrors throughout the day and not look at ourselves because every time you look at yourself, you tear yourself apart. Or when you're getting ready every day, you're tearing yourself apart. Our thoughts have so much power. Even if you're not vocalizing these insecurities or these negative thoughts out loud, but you're thinking them about yourself and then wondering why you're not confident, the two are directly connected. So instead, I am challenging you that every single time you look in the mirror, say something out loud that's kind about yourself. It might feel forced in the beginning. It might feel just very uncomfortable or very unnatural in the beginning. But I promise you, if you continuously do this over time, it will make an impact on your confidence. When I was really, really struggling with my confidence, I would argue and say I had zero confidence when I was about 21 years old. I Googled how to become confident. And this Glamour magazine article popped up and it talked about writing on a sticky note these affirmations and saying them out loud to yourself in the mirror. I rolled my eyes. I thought there's no way that that's ever going to work, but I was trying to build up my confidence. And at the same time, I was trying to instill confidence in my little sister. So I figured, what do I have to lose? We both wrote down a couple of these statements that were examples in this Glamour magazine article on a sticky note, and we shared a bathroom at the time. So I had it right on our mirror. And I forced myself and her every single time we went in the mirror to say these 5 things out loud. In the beginning, it felt so uncomfortable. It felt so forced. I would roll my eyes at myself. I know my sister felt the exact same way. But after doing it consistently, it started becoming a bit of a habit. And then I noticed I started thinking these affirmations about myself, even when I wasn't looking at myself in the mirror. This one experience is what made me want to create our affirmation stickers, which was the first product that I ever launched through More Than, because that was so life-changing for me. So if you don't know where to begin, we have these affirmation stickers available to you that you can stick them on your mirror, stick them somewhere that you see constantly, and start practicing these. I promise it will make a difference. I know it sounds so simple, but even if you don't believe it in the beginning, constantly reinforcing these positive things about yourself will impact your confidence. Number 2, we are doing a closet clean out. I know firsthand what it feels like to walk into a closet and feel like you have so many clothes, but nothing to wear, and having so much stress and so much anxiety over getting dressed every day. But this has such an impact on our confidence because if you think about it, if you're surrounded by all of these clothes that you don't feel confident in and don't fit you properly, that is only reinforcing these insecurities that much more. Our bodies are going to change just like trends change every single year, and that's okay. If you're going into your summer clothes and you're upset because the shorts that you wore last year no longer fit, I understand that that's an emotional setback for you. Remove the emotion out of the piece of clothing and put it away. If your body's just changing because you are getting older or you're going through something and the things that you once wore last season or in the last 5 years that suddenly doesn't fit now, release the emotional attachment to it and get rid of it, or put it in a bin and put it somewhere else, out of sight, out of mind. Because if you fill your closet with things that fit your body right now, instead of being flooded by aspirational clothing, it's not only going to make getting ready so much easier, but it's going to help your overall confidence so much more. We all hold on to these aspirational clothes for whatever reason. Like I said, there's a lot of emotional attachment that we hold into our clothing. And I've mentioned many times just being an extremely insecure kid growing up. I've always really attached my worth with my weight or with the number on the scale or the size of clothing that I'm wearing. And when I moved to New York City, I got thrown into this whole new world of fit modeling. And I learned firsthand that the fashion industry is a business and it's psychological. And they are capitalizing so much on women's emotions when it comes to our clothing. And we allow that to happen. It's been this vicious cycle for years and years and years, and it's reinforced through these unrealistic beauty standards and through marketing campaigns. And that's why clothes are so emotional. When I was able to see the behind the scenes process of how they fit clothes and the fact that there's no universal sizing standard, I was able to take some of the emotion out of my clothing and not allow it to hold so much weight over me. If this is a topic that interests you at all, I have an entire lesson in the Fundamentals of Confidence talking about the fashion industry and the impact it makes on our confidence, because it's so powerful. And when you become more aware of it, it's so much easier to just look at clothes as something that is a fun way to express your style and not allow your insecurities to get so wrapped up in it. So doing this closet clean out is going to be an emotional process, because you're going to be letting go of things that you have memories attached to or aspirational clothes that you wish fit. Allow it to be that emotional process. Remove those from your line of sight. And here comes the fun part. Start getting capsule staple pieces that you feel good in right now, that fit your body well right now. Maybe that's an awesome pair of shorts. Or if you don't feel like you can wear shorts, get some linen pants, get some light trousers, get some t-shirts or some tank tops or some bodysuits that fit really well that you feel confident in. Get one killer swimsuit that accentuates you in all the right places that you feel confident in, and stick to those basics. We don't need a whole closet filled with things. We need a handful of things that we feel really good in order to have more confidence in our clothes. And in return, you're going to carry yourself with so much more confidence. So make sure you dedicate some time to doing this closet clean out, and just know the reward is coming on the other side by treating yourself to some brand new clothes, because who doesn't like that? The third tangible tool has everything to do with your body, but I want you to hear my intention behind this, because we look at fitness and as movement as a means of changing our body, and I want you to shift the way that you view that. I want you to find a form of exercise that feels good for you, something that you look forward to every day, and do it more for your mental health than for physical changes. Maybe that's getting 10,000 steps in a day, or meeting up with a girlfriend for a walk 3 days a week, or signing up for a Pilates class, or doing an at-home strength training class, or doing a yoga class, whatever it is. I want you to find something you genuinely enjoy doing, and then I want you to commit to doing it for the next 3 months, the next 90 days, something that you are doing consistently. The reason I want you to do this is because confidence comes from keeping the promises we make to ourselves. So often we set a goal, we say we want to do something, but we don't follow through with it. We don't allow ourselves to be held accountable because it was a very loose goal without a real intention behind it. But if you commit to showing up for yourself because you want to improve your mental health and because you want to get your body moving, you will start noticing such a change in your confidence, because not only have you kept that promise to yourself, but you're releasing some endorphins, you're getting your body moving, your mental health is increasing, and your body will inevitably become stronger because of it. So often we start exercise routines or we come up with this short-term goal because we want to only see physical changes. But if you're trying to make these physical changes happen solely so that you can have an external change, a lot of the times it doesn't happen. And there's two schools of thought here, or there's two different personality types. On one end, if you're really struggling with confidence in your body right now, it's easy to hold yourself back from wanting to do anything physical at all. And on the other extreme, you have people that are killing themselves in the gym or restricting the way that they eat so that they can wear a bathing suit and they can feel confident if they have plans with friends. I don't want you to be either extreme. Instead, I want you to be doing something every single day that feels good and is a form of moving your body that you look forward to. So doing these three things, I want you to speak kindly to yourself in the mirror. If you need help with that, we have the affirmation stickers at morethaninc.com, and I will link it in the show notes. The second is we're doing a closet clean out and only focusing on filling our closets with things that fit us in this season right now. Third, you're going to find a form of movement that feels good for you. These three things are going to help you to have a confident girl summer and start working on your confidence that will last with you in every single season. If this episode made an impact on you, please share it with a friend or share it on social media. Make sure you are following us wherever you get your podcasts. Rate and review the podcast. And I appreciate you guys being here. I hope that you loved this episode, and I will see you guys next week.